we were in Dongdaemun market one day. We were making the Hunsa training robes, meditation training robes. And I remember while I was waiting for a couple ministers to arrive, there was this man lying down on the other side of the street. And this man was crying and crying. He was literally wailing on the street, crying so loudly. And I didn't know what was going on. There was a whole group of people standing around looking at what's going on. And, we wanted to do something. We wanted to do something for this man. But right at that moment, the other ministers came, the people came, so, they arrived, and so we went about our business, we got busy, etc., and moved on. But that man stayed in my heart. I felt terrible that I couldn't do something for him. I could have just asked the police to come, or I could have given him what I had in my wallet. I could have done something. But we just got busy. We hesitated, we just got busy. And that night, I repented to God that I couldn't do something. I should have done something. A few weeks later, we were finishing early devotions on the mountain, and we were on our way back walking to Hannam-dong Training Center. It was still dark. It was morning, about 4:40 a.m. And as we arrived at the bottom of the Hannam-dong village hill, there was this man lying on the street, on the cold steps in front of this cupcake shop. We passed him, and he immediately reminded me of the guy that I saw at Dongdaemun that was crying on the street, which we couldn't do anything for, for whom we couldn't do anything for. And while we waited at this intersection, we turned around and I said, ministers, we should do something for that man. He looks like he's going to freeze out here. It was very cold that day, that morning. And our security, one of the brothers who does security with us, he immediately called the police. We found a towel that was hanging on this glass door about 5 yards away, and we went to cover up this man with this towel, at least his hands, because he looked so cold, until the police arrived. He immediately gets on up. This man gets on up. He says, I'm fine, thank you. And he just starts walking off. And what we realized is no profound thing happened after this. We didn't start having showers of blessings coming down from heavens after that. And we actually quickly forgot about this situation. But I realized that a deep sense of gratitude arose in our hearts at the fact that we cared, and we tried to do at least something for this person. And usually when God asks us, when He inspires us and He puts that feeling of warmth to try to help another person, we usually hesitate at that moment. We said, God, I need a sign. I don't really need to help that person. He can help himself. Or that person, he doesn't need my help. He's healthy. I need a sign from heaven, God. Give me a sign. Or maybe we'll say, I need to pray about it. Let me pray about it for 10 days. Do a 10-day condition and then decide whether or not I want to do it. Or maybe I need God to tell me directly. Well, brother says today God is telling us directly. Be a blessing today. Be a blessing every day to somebody. And I'm not saying that you have to go extreme and to everybody who's lying on the pavement. You don't have give them $1,000, $10,000, whatever you can do. It doesn't have to be that extreme. It can be something very small. It's the fact that we give that is important. It can be just calling 911 for help, asking the police to come and to help the man. It can be just giving him the scarf or buying him a cup of warm coffee. It can be something very small like that. That's the important thing. One of our wonderful Hanil couples here, Hanil couple, which is a Korean husband and a Japanese sister who were blessed by true parents. One of these blessed families goes out of their way to drive our 94-year-old grandmother member to church every single Sunday. And they not only do it on Sunday, they do it on Tuesday for a prayer, they do it on Wednesday for Wednesday service, etc. Our 94-year-old grandmother sister has a very hard time walking, and she needs help to get up the stairs to church. So always she needs people in attendance around. But since she doesn't have those people around, this family literally kind of adopted this elderly citizen. This elderly member. And she says that if she doesn't come to church, she feels that she's going to pass away early. And it's really... And when this Hanyeo family goes out of their way, they don't have any recognition. This is actually the first time I'm talking about it in public. This Hanyeo family goes out of their way. They drive across town, 30 minutes to the grandmother's house. Then they have to bring her to church Sunday after Sunday after Sunday. This is not a one-time thing. They do it. We've been here for over a year, and they have not missed one service. They are doing that for her every single week. Let's give it up for our blessed Central families. Let's give it up for brothers and sisters. It's this kind of blessing that makes our community strong. It's this kind of giving and this kind of sharing and this kind of familyhood which truly allows us to become that blessed community.